Right. Well, good evening. Wow, what a heck of a game. What an ending. We had all the theatrics today. Really thankful for our fans. Gave them a game ball today that really affected and impacted the game all game long. That was the energy in the stadium all afternoon was really, really cool. Proud of our players, the determination, the resolve, the grit, their ability to overcome, keep fighting back, keep striking. Told them at halftime, this is going to come down to the last drive of the game. And don't worry about what happened in the first half, good or bad. All that matters is what we do the next 30 minutes. And, make your plays when you have your opportunity to. And they're not going to be a whole lot of them to be had. But, man, at the right time, we got to complement each other. And I really, no doubt about it, I really loved the way we played defensively in the second half. Thought we were outstanding all game long in our special teams. Again, 3 out of 3 in field goals. Our coverage units were fabulous. I mean, our guys really strained. It's one of the better return units in college football. And they did a great job and with their strain and effort and physicality covering. And then Sategna did a really nice job possessing the ball. And then Grayson Miller, I don't know what his average is since he took over a couple weeks ago, but 5 punts for just south of 55 yards a punt. And what a huge impact that had, from a field position standpoint, had in the game. It wasn't always pretty. That's football. You're playing good people. But really, I felt like our defensive line, we talked about going into the game, the non-negotiable that has to happen for us to win this game is when the storyline has to say, y'all played your butt off, and affected both the run game and their ability to pass the ball. And I know they're not the only ones that were a part of that, but we had a record 10 sacks. And our Mason Thomas came off the bench and really impacted the game again. Man, we were a little leaky in coverage at times, or we knew they were really good, and some one-on-one opportunities wouldn't be ideal for anybody. But we got to play them better. We got to put them in better position. We got to put them in better calls. But really, in the second half, again, I don't know what they had, close to 40 yards maybe in the second half or so. But really excellent job. Everybody contributed. At least 6 guys caught passes, and but Grayson and Sandell, they were awesome. So with that, I'll open it up.
Right, you mentioned the defensive line. It's something we talked a lot about with you in the offseason. Today kind of showed just how good that group can be.
We really played, and I know the backers are a part of that. I'd be remiss if I didn't, mention them too. But we played in the second half with a really light box, and even though they still tried to, it was a one-score game, they're still trying to run the ball, and we continued to stop the run with a light box. Note to self. But they did their physicality, their ability to get off of blocks and knock people back was something else today.
When they come back and when your offense comes back and gets the go-ahead touchdown, talk about what you're thinking with your defense as they come back out.
Well, first I was thinking, do we go down? You milk the clock out, and literally the analytics will tell you to do that. And I think there was maybe 5 minutes and some change on the clock, so no John score, take the lead. But yeah, knowing that again, that's an offense that if we're doing what we should be doing, they're gonna take some time to go down the field. So make the quarterback hold it, and allow them to, if they need to dunk it a little bit. But again, just not like the first half where we even that late, and maybe it's the second quarter, the one drive they had, or third quarter, the drive they had where they go down and score a touchdown. We had several opportunities there, but so really wanted our defensive line to really pin their ears back, and knew that all the run game was out of it. And so, anyway, they did a wonderful job. And coaches, D-line coaches, Todd and Miguel had the guys ready with some things that we were doing up front to help those guys as well. 4 on their 5 or 6. So did a great job.
Your offense sputtered, hit and miss all day until the last drive, and then it was really almost spotless. How do you feel about just the way they responded to the moment?
Yeah, that's just. Tells you a lot about who they are, who's in the huddle, Coach Arbuckle and the rest of the offensive coaches, to get our guys to put the drive together when we needed to at the most critical time of the game to go win the game, and they were able to do it. And, really the toughness that takes to put everything else maybe that didn't go, our way like we would like it to, put it behind and go put it together, get everybody on the same page down the field, man, it was something else.
Brent, what does it say about our Mason that he was able to stay ready and focused for that second half?
No, it says a lot. Probably not an easy thing to do. Never experienced it myself. Certainly have had players in that scenario. I think it's hard to get into the rhythm most of the time. I think, if you look at it any other way, I don't, there is something to that. So it says a lot about him, his skill set, his ability, and his maturity to stay, ready for the moment.
Brent, what do you think of Jane Jackson today?
Yeah, he was fantastic. I don't know what he has in his very young career. He may not have 2.5 sacks in his career so far. He's caused a lot of sacks, I know that, but man, he was so good. Played vertical all day, physical all day, unblocked, a lot, and really again affected the game, interior wise. And when you're really strong up the middle on your defense, man, you have a chance to become a great unit.
Brent Satania's touchdown in the first half. Where'd that play come from, and how difficult is that to walk the line with the rule what it is this year?
We didn't substitute. We were on the field. We asked the official if we're lined up, we're on the ball, everything's good and legal. So we weren't in a big hurry or anything like that. So yeah.
Satania's stage just as a whole.
I'm sorry?
Satania's stage just as a whole.
His day?
Yeah.
I thought he was fantastic. You've been bragging on him. He's a football player. Now, the moment's never too big for him between kickoff returns and what he's able to do, catching some balls over the middle, the shots he takes, his durability. Man, it's something else. He's not a huge guy. He's not small, but he's a smaller receiver compared to, some of the bigger ones that are out there. But he plays big. And he's got great toughness to him and excellent skill set. Was fantastic today.
What'd you think of John tonight, first SEC game?
It was great. Yeah, he led us to a win. I thought John was awesome, like he always is. So, have an opportunity to watch the tape and all those types of things. But man, he was. We were 4 out of 4 in the red zone. That last drive was, just fantastic. And he's 24 out of 36, just south of 300 yards passing, and had some huge runs in the last run there, obviously, on the quarterback run. And he got some really timely third downs with patience and with athletic ability and instincts. And then, again, the go-ahead touchdown there.
Brent, can you walk us through that Auburn final drive where you're calling the defense against your former quarterback and that 4th down play?
That might be a storyline, but it wasn't, part of what we were thinking. And, it was, what do we need to do to help our guys and get pressure on this guy and get off the field? And how can we make him hold the ball? So, that's, you really kind of got scarred up during the day. That last drive prior to that, where they scored the touchdown, you're really scarred up. But you learn a lot through it too. Things not to do for 100. But we got it right. At the right time. Thought the front and the back end both. Everybody played in. Were very cohesive, and really good coverage. Helps the D line, and a good pressure helps the coverage both.
Brent, even as you rebuilt some parts of your roster and saw improvement in other parts, to have an SEC opener where, as you mentioned, things weren't always pretty, it wasn't always perfect, but to win a game like today, is this something that you needed to see to just see what kind of resolve your bunch had?
I think these are moments where you learn a lot about yourself. You certainly learn about the team, but everybody individually and then collectively, you learn a lot about yourself. You gain, even through the failure along the way, you gain some confidence, and some of the confidence is, because we try to preach to our guys all the time, so many of them naturally they want to carry all this burden of pressure and having to be perfect, and that's a human nature in many ways. And you get into the arena, and for me, I got to do a great job of doing a lot of heavy lifting for them too. And then this is another example that you don't have to play perfect or have this amazing 4-quarter game. You just need to be good at the right moments. And you don't play quarterback by yourself. You don't play, corner by yourself. It takes everybody, coaches and players included. And again, I've been talking about my favorite part of this team is just all three phases, the entire team collected. I think the sum of all of our parts, gives us an opportunity to have a pretty dang good football team. And might be a little light here. We need a little bit better there, but that's not the game of football. It's all of us together. And so we'll get better. There's plenty of bad, on the field today. But that's how you get better. Man, you got to get exposed on game day. I'm thankful for victory, through all of that. And, now the challenge is going into a bye week comes at a great time. We got to get some guys healthy. And we had a handful of some ankles going into the game. And now we're going to get some other guys back for our next game. Provided there's no setbacks. So really looking forward to getting some additional players that have been held out here the last, period of time to get them back on the team because they can help us win.
Along those lines, you had a few guys banged up on the offensive line, but just how did you see that group kind of battle through that?
Yeah, again, that was I think Auburn was one of the better sack teams and disruptive teams the last few weeks to start the year. No surprise, we know they're very talented. And I think we held them to 1 sack and gave the right time. We were able to get into sync and do a really good job. So that was a good defense that we played, and I thought the O-line played pretty dang good.
Brent, it was a struggle, or it's difficult to rush the ball today, but it looked like you guys, especially in those drives in the 4th quarter, found other ways with this short passing game. You've talked about this before with Ben's offense, that the short passing game can act like runs. Was that kind of what it was like today?
Yeah, you look at the NFL, that's the NFL. The efficient offenses do really well catching the ball and getting rid of it. And so efficiency is staying on schedule, being able to throw it and catch it. Some of it's, ways to put people on their heels and keep people off balance, but staying into a rhythm offensively. And it's not always there. The windows are small. You go against good people. The gaps are smaller. The windows are smaller. The time is less. You're on the clock, and it's a very fast clock. So, you have to be timely in your execution and physical at the right moments too. And I thought we really were. For me, it's just battling and believing and finding a way, figuring it out. And, you can't put a value on that.
Brent, how much of today was a learning moment for a guy like Cortland Guillory and the trust you have in him to keep putting him out there?
No, we've seen them all. All the great ones will have a day that, man, you'd like to have back. You just want to go somewhere and hide. And, hey, coach, can you give me a safety? And so I can help him too. It is not all on him, but this will help him. He's a really tough kid. He's really prideful, and he made some plays there, late, and was in great position, doing the things that we needed to do too that don't show up on the stat sheet as well. So, but he'll be all right.
You got a lot of guys in secondary that play quite a bit for you too, safeties as well as corners.
Yeah, coaches did a good job trying to keep people fresh. And then we got a lot of good quality players that, deserve to play. And so I think, being conscious of the morale of the team and all the hard work that guys put in. The greatest reward they can have is to play. That's what they love to do. So I thought that they did a nice job of, mixing it up, keeping guys fresh in the game. That'll really bode well as we continue to try to build our team and develop and improve, throughout the year. Those will be really meaningful snaps.
Brent Jackson was tasked with handling the incredible pressure just because of the situation, and then the incredible pressure your defense put on him. I think 19 times you either sacked him or flushed him. How do you feel he held up under that pressure?
Yeah, I mean, he's got amazing courage and toughness, and he's going to have plenty of amazing days. He had some amazing moments today, some great moments today, and he's still just a baby. All of his best days are in front of him. He's a young player and incredibly talented, great leader. And again, for me, I don't even have his stats what he did. I know we sacked him 10 times, but other than that, he made a great play. He made some guys miss in the open field. I think he led all the college quarterbacks with the most missed tackles, forced missed tackles, and he did that to us today. So he's got great days in front of him. I'm just glad that at the right time, we made the plays on him when we needed to.
Is there something about this defense, chemistry, a collective, something that overcomes just having a leader or two here or there? Because it seems like they all kind of take that role on.
Yeah, we got great depth of leadership. They're very invested. That's what I would say. I think there's a responsibility that goes with that. The expectation and responsibility that goes with that. But when you're that invested, man, you're not willing to concede. And we've got some really sharp guys that are really talented, and they know what it looks like. They know what it looks like. They've had some great examples of guys that know how to lead. Use guys like Billy and Danny, Ethan Downs, Woody, Washington, and they've passed that torch. But we've got great maturity, on that side of the ball. And as we said, 7 guys that this is year 4 for them. And then the other guys that we've brought in also have those qualities as well.
Were you able to find Jackson after the game, and if so, what'd you tell him?
Yeah, I wasn't able to find him. I looked for him, but it gets pretty crazy down there.
The pick plays, are those just judgment calls by the officials?
Yeah, I mean.
What are you supposed to do them that you didn't do them right or whatever? What they say to you?
Well, they said that it was a pick on the second one. We caught it down the field. You can catch it behind the line of scrimmage. Don't feel like it was an intentional play. Certainly the first one, I think the DBs, they kind of ran into each other. But that's football too. We tell the DBs got to get on different levels when they get the tighter splits, so you don't get picked. But here's what it is.
All right. Thank you, Coach.
Okay. All right. Appreciate it.